What's up, everybody? Welcome back to
Hey,
Strong Arm Flix. Got my boy Jeffrey Warfield on here again. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon or whatever time of day it is, wherever you may be. So, Jeffrey, you've been seeing all the buzz and all the new narratives and everything that are being ran all
yeah,
over the internet.
from the fall to being Snyder fans, somehow that's a narrative. But I'm used to that, to it being the pandemic and stuff like that. But really, the to put it point blank, like no one is really interested in this movie, even though it has a strong opening, and which is the thing, every movie is gonna have a strong opening, but the thing that counts is consistency, and I'm not seeing that anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not neither. I don't know, man. I really feel like they're just trying to pull a fast one on us again. Um, I guess we'll see. But anyway, so the main thing is that well, we'll wait a minute for a couple of people to get in here into the chat. Um, so how did your day go? How's your last day or two been, Jeffrey? Since the last time I talked to you.
It's really just going good. It's just really just hanging out with my family and stuff. But yeah, everything is good.
That's good to hear. Are you going on any vacations or any trips or anything soon or anything
Um,
like that?
no, nothing right now.
Yeah, I got a small vacation planned for the end of August, and well, yeah, about the week of like August 22nd, I
Mm,
believe. Yeah, 22nd to the 30th. I'm doing a small vacay. Um,
mm.
so, yep, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. And subjective reviews. Tyler, when are you coming back, dog? I just seen him reply on his channel. I told him, like, man, it's time to come back, brother. Where you been? He was like, thanks, dog. But yeah, it's hard, man. I've been I trying to message a couple of our old streaming buddies, and I can't. I don't know, never know what time of day it is, like on their end. So when I message them, I just don't know if it's too like a lot later there, or it's early, or I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dr. Fate. There's Dr. Fate in the building. Hold on, here we go. Austin Daniels, what's up, brother? Dr. Fate. All right. He said, Dr. Fate, bro, so are you still an advocate for the Ayer Cut, knowing what Jared Leto was accused of by Gunn?
Wait, what?
He said, I had to ask, Strong Arm. Oh, yeah. He's been wanting me to talk about this. And I might, you know what, I might do it. I think I'm going to on this live stream, actually. And Austin Daniels, it's time to release the Ayer Cut.
Yep,
Release the damn Ayer Cut.
Yep.
And let's see, Dr. Fate on Enchantress. We will cover that one. How do you guys think that Enchantress meets Steppenwolf? What do you guys think? Before we cover that one, so I want to talk about what Dr. Fate was talking about. So apparently, I thought everybody just knew this, but I figured after he asked me about it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe everybody doesn't. So check this out, guys. All right. So I can't speak for Will Smith, but for Jared Leto Joker, right? For Jared Leto, he was never going to return in the Suicide Squad movie flat the fuck out, even if, Warner Brothers requested it, even if James Gunn wanted him. or even if James Gunn, like the issue is that James Gunn's got an issue, not with the Joker, he's got an issue with Jared Leto in real life, okay? I guess that's a better way. I jumbled that all around, sorry. But yeah, so James Gunn has an issue with Jared Leto in real life. At one point, this is now mind you, this was a couple of years ago, a couple of years after the release of the first Suicide Squad, there was a social media war. Now, I wouldn't go as far as say a war, but something like that between Jared Leto and James Gunn. And James Gunn initiated this conflict between the two of them because James Gunn came out and started saying, basically accusing Jared Leto of being a pedophile, accusing Jared Leto of trying to sleep with like super underage girls as part of his rock style lifestyle. And he said some, I can't remember the exact words he used, but he said some fucked up stuff about Jared Leto. And he just clowning on him, tweet after tweet, and then he deleted them, and he ended up taking them down, along with his other ones that were real, the ones that got him fired from Disney and Marvel for a short period of time. And I don't know if I'm going to have the time because they weren't deleted tweets. They are out there on the internet. They can be dug back up if you look hard enough. I don't know if I want to waste that kind of time in this live stream, though, to dig through and try and find it, because I may not find it at all. But yeah, if you guys do a little digging, you will find them. And I think that it's real funny, though, that this is prior to James Gunn being fired from Disney and Marvel, though. Even though it was brief, and they brought him back, and they made amends and all that shit, and James Gunn did an open apology. Yeah, so imagine, the guy that accuses Jared Leto of being a creep, of being a pedophile, of things that he has absolutely no proof of, just because Jared Leto has some hot-ass girls that talk to him. Because you gotta remember, Jared Leto's not just an actor. Jared Leto's a fucking rock star, man. Yep. You know what I mean? And, you know, and he's got awards he's an award-winning actor, on top of that. So, Jared Leto's the man, you know, and then he does extreme sports and shit. He does, like, extreme, like, rock climbing, and does this just wild, non-celebrity life, like, shit that he does. Like, he'll go way out in the mountains and meditate for a week, and he'll go climbing, like, Mount Everest and shit. Yeah, Jared Leto is the real deal, man. He's the real deal. But anyway, I just think that it's ironic that now this is prior to the James Gunn getting exposed. So then, after this happens, sometime later, all of a sudden all this shit starts coming out about James Gunn. People start digging up old ass tweets and just see a bunch of shit where James Gunn attended a pedophile themed party that he was talking about. Excuse my language, it's gonna get kind of vulgar about this part, but that James Gunn basically said something about like sleeping with little boys, and he likes when they touch him in his silly place, and something about I watched Die Hard and it was so dope that I banged the little pussy boy sitting next to me, and like just some like off the wall, so much more worse shit than that. I don't even want to bring all of it up, but anyway, my point is, so this guy James Gunn, he comes out, just starts some shit with Jared Leto over social media for no reason, accuses him of shit that there's absolutely no proof of. Nobody even accused him of anything, period. James Gunn just pulled this shit out of his ass because he's got sick of seeing Jared Leto talking to hot girls and hot fans and stuff all the time, and it pissed him off apparently. So he just started throwing wild accusations at him, one of which of being like a pedophile and doing like super underage, like teeny bop girls and shit like that. And then come to find out, James Gunn gets exposed for damn near, they found everything but the smoking gun to prove that James Gunn is into some foul shit when it comes to like little kids. And that's why he was fired from Marvel, fired from Disney, and then because of the big fan backlash and because of the fact that Guardians 2 was still hot and they weren't too far off of that, fresh off of that. You know, fan backlash, kind of like the Snyder Cut movement, but their own on the Marvel side. They got him back, and they accepted a long, deep apology that James Gunn posted to social media, and we know the rest. And then they got him back into the park. And then DC, of course, the first thing that fucking our DC fucking leaders did was, oh, that Marvel director, he's up in the air right now. Let's lock him down for the next Suicide Squad movie, because we tried to copy Guardians anyway with the first one. That's why this one was fucked. Like, so they locked him in way back then to do Suicide Squad 2. Warner Brothers took advantage of that situation that was going on, and it was some foul shit that was going on. And then come to find out, after all that, after James Gunn accused Jared Leto of all that, karma came back around and bit him. And so I just think that it's ironic as fuck. The person that accused him of that was the person that ended up being the fucking creep. Ain't that some shit, guys?
Yeah.
And like I said, if you really want to know more about it, we're not really going to cover all that. I don't want to be accused of hating and bashing on James Gunn or nothing like that. I don't care for him as a person. As a director, he makes good movies. He makes good Guardians of the Galaxy movies, okay? The movies, they work. Marvel, their formula they got, they work. They do their job. They're awesome. The shit that he did with DC, that shit, it was nothing. They were hoping that this movie was going to become the next Justice League. I don't know why. They thought, we've got James Gunn, man. That's what Warner Brothers and the regime, they were thinking. And you notice how the narrative started changing. The more that it came closer and closer to the release date of James Gunn's Suicide Squad, they started geeking, Warner Brothers started geeking this movie up like this was going to be the next Justice League or some shit.
Yep.
And then now you see that we've got Marvel fans, which I watch both. I have no problem with Marvel fans, but there's a certain percentage of Marvel fans that just completely fucking hate the DCEU. They hate Zack Snyder. They hate David Ayer. They hate the Snyder Cut fandom. And they just, they make bot account after bot account with 5 to fucking 9 followers. And they get on there, and anytime that Geralt of Rivia or of Snyderverse posts something, they're on there talking shit to him. If I post something, I'll get 1 or 2 of them, and they'll post some shit. And people will actually give them the time of day with large followings. And I got to jump on there and remind them. I'm like, bot alert, don't waste your time with this asshole. He's too cowardly to even talk to you in his real profile. Don't even waste your time. But anyway, let's get back into some of these comments now. All right. Let's see. Dr. Fate. South Cali guy. What's up, South Cali guy?
What up, dude?
Green Lantern, South Cali guy. And then Dr. Fate said, do y'all play Injustice? Yes, indeed.
Yes,
indeed I do. I played Injustice 1 and 2. I gotta say, I like Injustice 1 better than the second one, but I like the characters on the second one. I like the fighting style and the way that their faces look better on the first Injustice. It seems like in Injustice 2, they made each character's face actually resemble a real, like, random actor in real life. Like, maybe it was the person playing their voices. I don't know even, but it looked odd. Superman's face just was so different. Some of the characters, the new overall look on their face, it worked, and on some of them it didn't. But I love Injustice 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I do play that. I like that. I love that shit. I watch a lot of the DC animated movies too. I've seen damn near all of them now.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
31, what's good, bro?
please.
Hey, I was telling y'all, this guy, man, you guys need to check out the Truth 31, man. This guy, man, his channel is fire, man. This one, and maybe I'm late to his channel. I just started watching about a month ago, but I'm telling you, man, he always is dropping just straight fire on his channel, man. Every video he drops, man, makes me laugh my ass off. Calling on Warner Brothers, man. Y'all should check out the latest one he just did. That shit was fire. It was fire, man. But yeah, that's awesome. The Truth 31 up in here. All right, Andrew Jackson.
So it was
Ayer Cut. Hell yeah.
So I guess, so do you want to talk about the box office now? Because you mentioned something interesting about some article that you found that was the revealing about what was really going on with the HBO Max numbers. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and let's get into that. Let me do this real quick. Hold on 1 second. Switch this over. Now this article, it pisses me off on one aspect, but this is what I'm saying, okay? And we'll get to that, okay? So I don't want everybody to quote this specific one, but there's a point I want to make in this. Here we are, right here. All right. So, okay. So this article is from Deadline, okay? Now, all right. The Suicide Squad HBO Max weekend viewership is off 26% from Mortal Kombat in Samba TV US households. Now remember, this is only Samba TV, okay? Now this isn't, you know, all of them. HBO Max, as far as I know, they haven't released any official numbers for the Suicide Squad, and all this shit that these people are saying, it did fantastic on there. There is nothing to prove there's everything to prove otherwise. There's no proof, just like they didn't release the Snyder Cut numbers. If they release the Suicide Squad numbers, I'll be mad as hell. Not that I'm going to be mad at the Suicide Squad movie, or James Gunn, or even, or anything like that. I'm going to be mad just for the simple fact that they had the fucking nerve to release the official numbers for the Suicide Squad, but they wouldn't for their ace in the hole, the fucking Snyder Cut of Justice League, their fucking Avengers Endgame level event. They wouldn't release official fucking numbers for that, to where the creatives and the directors came out multiple and numerous times and said, we do not know how this movie did. We weren't contacted by Warner Brothers to say good job. We weren't contacted for them to say this thing's tanking. We weren't contacted for them to tell us this thing's doing good. They completely said, fuck you after it released, and we haven't heard a single thing from them. They are dead silent, radio silence. We've had legendary producers that worked on the movie. We've had people that worked on Man of Steel that helped work on the Snyder Cut of Justice League. We've had all kinds of people that some don't even work for Warner Brothers anymore, and people that still do come out and say, like, we don't understand why Warner Brothers will not communicate to even the directors, the creatives involved. We've been asking as well on a personal level, and we're not there. It's radio silence. That's a very clear indication that they're being sour as fuck with Zack Snyder and with their movie, that they didn't want to release it. They didn't back it. But anyway, my point is that people need to quit saying that this movie is kicking ass on HBO Max, because you are going off of the same shit I'm about to read to you right now. Random articles that have certain systems that monitor it in certain areas, okay? That's it. And it can give you a good guesstimate, you know what I'm saying? But it cannot tell you 100% that it's doing good on there. So now in this article, on one hand, they're going to say that, according to Samba TV, that, this movie did way better than the Snyder Cut did, according to Samba TV, on their rating system in whatever area that they're in. But anyway, this is saying that right here, this is from Deadline official, that this movie is 26% under the performance that Mortal Kombat did on HBO Max through the Samba TV network, according to their ratings. So, third-party streaming analytics company Samba TV has weighed in on the weekend viewership of Warner Brothers' The Suicide Squad on HBO Max, saying that 2.8 million households turned in over the film's Friday-Sunday frame. That number they say that number among movies on HBO Max marks one of the highest weekends for a DC property ahead of the Snyder Cut by according to them, by 1.8 million. Okay, and Wonder Woman 84, but it's not the highest grossing the streaming service has seen for a day and date theatrical movie, as monitored by Samba. And that's the biggest thing. I'm not even going to humor them with their bullshit about the Snyder Cut, because we've got fucking shit in the UK saying that it was #1 for like 2 months. There's numbers all over the place, and the fact is we don't know, but we already know that the Snyder Cut was a success. How successful, we don't know, because Warner Brothers refuses to let us know.
Yeah, and that's
right here, though, my point is that I'm making, I'm almost done with it. This right here, even if I'm going to ignore the part they said about the Snyder Cut, because that's not what we're talking about right now. Okay, it says right here that this narrative that they're trying to push on Twitter, that it's not true. That this movie is not #1, not #2, or even #3. They said that when it first came out, according to Samba, that it had a kick-ass like day or two on fucking HBO Max, and after that it fucking started tanking. And that right now this thing is almost 30% behind what the Mortal Kombat movie did. Fucking Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat did not do as good as the Snyder Cut. I don't give a damn what they say or what anybody says. But it didn't even do as good as Mortal Kombat, okay? Which drew 3.8 million households. Suicide Squad's HBO Max weekends, blah, 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 are 26% behind that figure. The Suicide Squad didn't fare well in its opening at the domestic weekend box office, earning just 26.5 million. That is below the Hope 30 million plus start for several reasons. And then, okay, so then there's another one, right? So that's my point. So that narrative, gone, destroyed, okay? They're saying it didn't do bad on HBO Max, but they're saying that it's behind fucking Mortal Kombat by almost 30%, bro. And that's just only according to one outlet, Samba TV.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead, Jeff. You want to add some words? We'll get back to that in a second.
And really, that's really the thing. This is really suspicious when you really think about it, because the Hollywood Reporter, they actually said it straight up in their article where it was titled, when it was titled that the Suicide Squad is the second most viewed movie on HBO Max. The Hollywood Reporter actually did make a good valid point. It was only one sentence, and it was its own thing, and no one is paying attention to it. But they said that it is notable that they haven't released any of their numbers for their same day and date releases, which is really odd, because you would think that, because it would be really suspicious. It's really odd that it's really odd that HBO Max hasn't released any numbers at all for their movies or their projects at all. They've just been saying, "Oh, it's doing well," and that's it. But for Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's you know what? Let's just stay quiet on that.
Right. And I just wanted to show that to people, because you see the narrative, though. This is my point. The point is that there is a narrative out there that they're trying to make this movie do better. You can see the clear hidden narrative was Warner Brothers and affiliates were hoping that this movie would do better than the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Get the fuck out of here. Clearly, why are we bringing up the Snyder Cut of Justice League, comparing it to fucking the Suicide Squad, which is don't know what the fuck it wants to be, whether it's a continuation to the first one, whether it's a reboot, whether it's a fucking, what is it, an Elseworld tale? Nobody, first of all, that alone, that hurt the movie. And then you got fucking half the cast you brought back, half the cast is new, then you killed the original, just the whole thing's all over the place, man. The tone, the fucking third act was stupid as shit. You know, it just was. That was a poor choice for a DC grounded fucking villain, fucking Starro. That's in that dun-da-da-da ass era, like, you know, and that's homage to the OG Superman comics, the OG Justice League comics and shit like that, like way fucking back. But dude, you know, clearly, like, that is not what we're doing now. That is not what DC has evolved in the last 20 years. That's like, it didn't even match the tone of the movie. Like, it was weird. It looked like some shit that came right off of a cartoon cereal box in your while you're in the morning while you're eating your Wheaties and shit. Just da-da-da-da, it's Starro. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, but it's just my point is, I think that it's time to stop playing so nice. I'm still not gonna bash on the movie. It wasn't a terrible movie. It was just meh. It was okay. Yeah. That's it. That's all there is to it. It was damn sure better than Birds of Prey. I did appreciate the fact, you know, this guy that I watch on YouTube, he talks about all this woke shit that they're trying to like cram down our throats a lot nowadays. And he brought up a valid fact in a video that I was watching. He said, you know, that he appreciated the fact that unlike Birds of Prey, at least this movie didn't cram a bunch of feminist propaganda and woke bullshit down our throats and let's deconstruct the male gaze. The male gaze. You know, like the man gaze. You're gazing at them. Like, I don't know. I did appreciate there wasn't a bunch of woke messaging and shit like that, you know, in this. And it was just, you know, have a good time. But that have a good time, it wasn't as good as you know, they hoped it would be. And that's all there is to it. And if people want to get all pissed off about this on Twitter and whatever else, they can keep getting pissed off all they want. Numbers don't lie. The shit's not doing that good. Now the newest spin that I'm seeing is that, you know, oh, it's just destroying shit, going hard as hell on HBO Max. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's doing okay. It's doing fairly well on HBO Max. Cool. It's not fucking blowing shit out of the water, and it fucking tanked at the box office.
Yeah, and this is really something that I've actually paid attention to. Like, when I went to the most popular on HBO Max, for me, I'm just speaking from my experience. I'm not saying about your other experiences, your guys' experiences as well. But when I went to most popular on HBO Max today, the Suicide Squad wasn't there on the most popular page at the time. After the first 2 days, like after the first 2 days, it was not. It was dropping. It dropped on one day, then it dropped on It dropped on Saturday, then it dropped on Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday it was just not in the most popular page.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense to me as well. And the other thing is that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, did you guys know? So last talking point about that though is, it's time to start bringing that fire out, because this was we as a fandom, we came into this, we gave it a pass. We didn't tear it a new asshole, even though these same critics, these same fit Marvel fans, they came in and attacked BVS so fucking hard that it affected the way the critics rated it. It affected the word of mouth. It poisoned it so bad. And yes, the movie was flawed as fuck because they chopped the movie up into pieces. And until the Ultimate Edition of BVS was released, we had so much missing content that made the overall plot and story make sense.
Yep.
The Ultimate Edition is the only fucking way to go. Theatrical shit, that's like Justice League to me, as far as I'm concerned. Damn near. So you gotta remember, these are the people that are coming breaking into our fan base now. That are trying to stir a bunch of shit up because they had a clear agenda. Warner Brothers had a clear agenda. Let's get them in here, get them to try to silence these fans that we don't like, that are out loud and outspoken. Let's try and make this like our, it's James Gunn. They want the Marvel audience. They want Marvel money, and they're never gonna get it. And at this point, it's more about ego. They know it at this point. They've already set down a path, and they don't want to look incompetent. So they're just gonna keep marching forward, fucking shit up. And it's clear as day that that's until Discovery or AT&T or someone steps in and stops their ass. So from now on, guys, don't be taking all that shit in the comment sections no more. If people start getting on your ass, keep it professional, but don't play that bullshit, man. I don't want to hear people on there talking shit. This is why we don't like you Snyder cultists, because you shit on everything. You're one to fucking talk. Every DC movie that's came out before the Suicide Squad, you took a shit on. Especially BVS. And don't forget the way they came after BVS. Do not forget that shit, man. And they don't get a free pass anymore, okay? Because the articles are coming out, and the agenda is clear to me that this was, let's compare it to Snyder Cut. It did way better than Snyder Cut. Like, they're trying to, spread a narrative, and Warner Brothers is probably secretly behind some of this shit, paying these people, I don't know how much they're paying them to tell these lies and shit, but let's not take any more of their horse shit, guys. The movie wasn't fucking good. The movie was okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't kick-ass. The movie was just okay. That's all there is to it. It was better than Birds of Prey, but it was not better enough to be trying to, let's give it 100 fucking RT score. No, I don't think so.
And that's really the thing right there. Like, to me, what really threw me off was them comparing it to Zack Snyder's Justice League and not the 2016 studio cut that we got, because really, to me, it makes more sense, because I'll be real, if people were just going to go at the 2016 cut of Suicide Squad, I would have been like, okay, just more stuff that was kind of predicted. A lot of people because let's be real, a lot of people were expecting there to be a lot of comparisons between 2016's Suicide Squad and this Suicide Squad, but when you go into comparing this Suicide Squad to Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's really like comparing fire and ice. Like, it just doesn't make any sense when you look at it from a basic standpoint. Like, why are you comparing a 4-hour movie to a 2-hour and 12 movie and saying that the 2-hour and 12 movie that's filled with comedy is better than the 4-hour movie with drama, action, and a little bit of comedy.
Performances by the actors, etc.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense about why they're comparing Zack Snyder's Justice League to a comedy Suicide Squad.
Right. And it's just like, look how hard they shit on the first Suicide Squad. BVS and the first Suicide Squad movie, don't forget what they did. These are these same people that are talking shit to you guys in the chats, in the comment sections, under HBO Max, under Warner Brothers, under the trailers for this movie, all that shit. All right, now, South Cali guy, with James Gunn's Suicide Squad already out, how long or when do you feel we may hear something more concrete about the Ayer Cut?
Well, there might be something Friday.
We don't know. The truth is, we don't know. I would hope that we would hear something soon. I know that we've still got this. We should be geeking up here starting tomorrow, I would think. I'm getting ready for the August 13th rally for the Ayer Cut.
Yep.
For the trending event. So really, I don't think we're going to get too much because right now there's for the next couple days they're going to still be only thing that media and everyone's going to be worried about is the Suicide Squad until the 13th when this training event kicks off. And if we kick enough ass, and I hope that all of you are there and you participate, this is what matters now. When August 3rd, they're going to need them next couple of days. They're not going to be worried. The media, Warner Brothers, nobody's going to be worried about shit. YouTubers, except for the Suicide Squad, and because it just came out for the next couple of days. So August 13th, when this trending event kicks off, that means everything. If this event goes good, we will hear something fucking soon. We will.
Yep.
We will hear something. We will hear something. How we don't know. It could be a surprise appearance by David Ayer, Zack Snyder. Who knows what could happen? Jared Leto. We don't know what could happen. But I know that they were contacted. The RT, either the Ayer Cut or Snyder Cut, they were contacted about something, and they cannot say who it was or what it was, but they said that it was what they were waiting for, and that it was something that was very very good.
Yeah, they said that it's it was the RT Snyder Cut account. They tweeted that they finally got the DM that they were waiting for, and so we really do need to go hard on the 13th.
Yes, we do. Midwest 93, yo, what up?
Hey.
And Jeffrey, your mic is just a little bit tad low. Is there any way to turn your mic up just a tad bit?
Can you hear me now?
About the same as you were when you were back. Like sometimes it's loud and clear, and other times it's just slightly muffled. It's not a big deal. But anyway, all right. So now let's jump into this other one. All right. So here we go. Boom. Okay. Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke was in Suicide Squad 2 before James Gunn. Joe Manganiello reveals he was attached to 4 or 5 different versions of Suicide Squad 2 before James Gunn was involved in the movie. Joe Manganiello reveals he was attached to the Suicide Squad 2. Manganiello played Deathstroke in a brief post-credit scene and the theatrical cut of Justice League, but obviously we got that in the Snyder Cut. We finally got to see him again. That scene teased an Injustice movie that never happened, but was originally meant to set Deathstroke up as the villain for Ben Affleck's Batman solo movie. That too never came to life. Man, that shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
Again, none of them got beyond the development phase. Joe Manganiello moved on to other projects. However, he got one last chance to appear as Deathstroke in 2020, being included in the reshoots for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which will finally be released on HBO Max. Then right here, Deathstroke should be HBO Max's next DCEU movie after Justice League. Yeah.
That's what should have happened.
Yeah. So anyway, we almost got. So basically, Deathstroke was part of the script. See, and this is what pisses me off because I can see David Ayer making a gritty, dark, down-to-earth fucking script with Batman and Deathstroke in a Suicide Squad sequel.
Yeah.
Like Deathstroke leading the Suicide Squad, and then he goes astray on his own mission, but it's fucking Deathstroke, so Amanda Waller, she can't stop him. And then Batman has to step in or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would have been out cold. And I could just see like we need the Ayer Cut. David Ayer should have got the sequel to Suicide Squad. He should have got we should have got a Joker movie with Jared Leto, just a Joker movie. No Joker Harley. Yeah, it just. We should have gotten a Joker Harley movie, a Joker movie, a Gotham City Sirens movie, all this shit. Ben Affleck Batman movie, Green Lantern's Corpse movie. They robbed us of all of this shit, man, for this fuck shit, dude. Like, this is just asinine, the shit that they're making. It's just like, and these actors, they're still happy and proud of the creatives that are still involved at Warner Brothers, the actors that are still there, and they're rooting for them, but they're still on the sidelines waving the flag, saying, hey, we're your friends. We'll come back whenever you want. We'd love to do it. And Warner Brothers is just like, Heisman, bitch. Like, really? Like, it's just, oh my God, it pisses me off so much.
Right, because it's like money is literally on the floor for them, and we keep telling them, the option, the door is right there to restore the Snyderverse. All you need to do is do it, and you'll get a lot of money. But for some reason, they're just saying no. And I think it was yesterday actually that Kevin McCarthy. Hopefully I said that last name right. Kevin McCarthy, who did an interview with Jason Momoa, and he said this straight up that he wants Zack Snyder's Justice League to get a full theatrical release. And really, that's exactly what other theaters want as well, because I've actually called some theaters in Cinemark and AMC and the Regal, and they're saying that, hey, we're trying to get that done, but for some reason Warner Brothers is saying no to that.
Right. And then another thing is too, this is the perfect way, and with and sometimes I try to go over it the best, but this is the perfect breakdown and overall feeling of James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Everybody go watch the man Tyrone Magnus. Go watch Tyrone Magnus's review of the Suicide Squad, because it's fucking perfect. It's perfect. That is exactly how I feel about that movie. It, summed up with less cursing and over the top shit, and that's just exactly what it is. That was a beautiful breakdown and review of how everybody's feeling about this movie. But South Cali guy said, overall, James Gunn's Suicide Squad was entertaining. I did laugh, but for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, I did too at 1 or 2 times. I tell you what, the only thing that made me laugh was the fact of how uncomic accurate Weasel was, for one. Like, they made him a literal fucking weasel, like, for, like, whatever reason, just for shock value, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as the movie started, they kicked him off the plane. Motherfucker was like, splash! He's like, no! And he just drowned it. Like, as soon as the movie started, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, it just happened so random. I was like, what? And then they were like, did anybody check to see if the weasel could swim? And then Amanda Waller just was like, looked over at this dude, and he was just sitting there eating chips. They just looked over at him like, you jackass. And then he was dead. Motherfucker died. Like, as soon as the movie started, I was like, I just exploded out laughing. I didn't even know why I was laughing. I'm like, what?
That was really the funniest.
I'm not gonna lie, that made me laugh in the movie. The other jokes, most of them we seen in the trailer, so they didn't land. And then the other ones were just piss poor jokes. Like the eating dicks comment by Peacemaker, like that wasn't even funny. I was like, okay. Anyway, Tyrone Magnus pretty much said everything I felt about the film. Enjoyable, but definitely not a masterpiece. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ray. Can't believe how much WB screwed over the Snyderverse actors. They only cared about Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Yeah, they cared about Aquaman because it made $1 billion fucking dollars, or $1 billion. They cared about Wonder Woman because critics were stroking the movie off. Like, this is it, man. This is the first DC movie we haven't took a shit on You should do more of this. So that's the exact. It's so surface level to be able to see why these assholes, Wonder Woman they stuck with because of the positive critical review. Aquaman they stuck with because it made $1 billion. Like, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, they screwed everybody and everything else over.
Yeah, and I'm telling you right now is the Flash is like, if the Flash flops, like, I'm actually not going to be surprised if the Flash flops, honestly, at this point, because you just, with everything that's been going on, like, even if you get past the Ray Fisher stuff, like, the track record of
DC Talk with Extended?
with the track record of films without Zack and this new direction is like if we're talking about DCEU movies, all of them have really been flops, really. So really my thing is, if The Flash is a flop, then that to me really does say no one really does care about this new direction that Walter Amada and Toby Emmerich are going in.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, is that I don't know. I don't think The Flash will be a flop because it's going to be so freaking long before that movie drops, dude. So long. And then they're going to have, like, Ben Affleck in it. They're going to have, like, 2-3 different versions of Superman, 2 different versions of Flash. They're going to have, like, Michael Keaton and, like, Supergirl and all the... They're throwing... They were hoping that James Gunn's Suicide Squad was going to be it, and their last Hail Mary is Flash, and you best believe they're gonna Walter Hamada Hamburgerverse. They're gonna be throwing all their cards in on the Flash, and if that shit tanks, it's a wrap, bro. But the thing is, there's no point even thinking about that because that movie coming out is so far down the line, it's not even funny. And hopefully before then, we'll have the Ayer Cut released.
Yep.
Anyway, all right, let's some people in here. Smash that like button for me. Comment, all that shit. Feed that algorithm if you love us. Thank you very much. No. Anyway, all right. Let's see what we got. DC Talk Extended. I appreciate you jumping in here, brother. Let's see what we got here. Did you see Scott Mendelson blaming Zack for DC movies being a flop? No, I didn't, but I don't want to.
I've been seeing a few people say that, like someone saying like
this movie shit. So now they got to go back. Zack's not even in the DC universe anymore. He's not even in the part of the DCEU anymore. I don't even know why he's got a producer credit. I'm still trying to figure this out. How in the hell he's got a producer credit on the Suicide Squad? Name only. It's in name only. I still am trying to figure out how that even works, but he's not part of that at all. He's over at Netflix doing his thing. Don't listen to the bullshit. And Zack hasn't made a movie in I don't know how many years. The Snyder Cut's doesn't count because they've had that movie on a shelf since 2017. 90% filmed. But yeah, no, I didn't see that. I don't even know if I want to check it out because it just made me want to punch my TV. I don't fuck with Scott Mendelson. Yeah, blame Zack. There we go. That's what I'm saying though with the narrative, Jeffrey, that I was telling you about.
Yeah,
this is the new narrative now. So now they're going out their way. What the fuck does the Suicide Squad movie got to do with Zack Snyder? And we're seeing articles, we're seeing bloggers, we're seeing certain Marvel fans that are toxic. Certain ones, not all of them. There's some great Marvel fans. I like some Marvel shit too.
Yeah.
But just coming out and just talking shit about Zack Snyder. Like, what does Zack Snyder have to do with the fact that James Gunn didn't do a spectacular of a fucking job on the movie as Warner Brothers was fucking hoping? What I don't understand that. I don't know. The Snyder Cut was fucking fired. You guys lost your damn mind.
Yeah, because it really is like, once again, it's like really weird. Like, if it makes more, in a way, it makes more sense for them to blame Snyder fans than just to blame Zack, because Zack is busy on Netflix. Like like he's down the road on this whole DC thing with what Walter Amada is doing. Like he's not even caring about that. He's just caring about Rebel Moon, helping Jay Leva with his Twilight at the God. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff on Netflix.
Right. He's doing his thing on there, man, and good, and good for him, and they're treating him right. And I'm so happy, and this is why I'm happy that Zack is no longer involved in other shit, because guess what? All these assholes can cry and piss and moan all they want when shit goes to shit, because Zack Snyder ain't there to point the fucking finger at anymore, and the Snyder Cut was bonkers. The Snyder Cut was that motherfucker that we was all waiting for, that big, juicy steak that we were waiting to bite into. Okay? Okay? He's like, bow, dropped it on our heads. Sunglasses emoji rolled down, then rolled out on him, then rolled out on him. Okay? So now everything else is on them. That's up to them. They want to keep doing this shit. We can play this game. I mean, I'm not boycotting shit. I'm not going to pay for shit that I don't want to see. I don't want to see the garbage ass universe that they're creating. So why would I pay? Why would I go out to the movies, which I very well could have, and support James Gunn's movie? I could have went out, bought a ticket and all that. Why am I going to risk during COVID times? Why would I risk going out to the movies and see a movie I don't want to fucking see in a universe that's absolute shit that they're turning it into? Why? Nobody will. That's why nobody did.
And that's the thing too. Like, a lot of people are filing in to see Free Guy, and I mean a lot of people. Are filing in to see Free Guy. So really, there's no excuse with the whole pandemic. Like, a lot of people just didn't want to see.
It's a straw man's argument.
Yeah, like a lot of people didn't want to see James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which really no shade on James Gunn, but it's just really the fact that really no one was really interested in seeing the Suicide Squad in the theaters.
Yeah, and it also just lets you know that it was a piss poor choice on Gunn to not bring in Deathstroke into the Suicide Squad movie. As you can see, all the choices and the dumbass characters that he chose to put in there, nobody gave a rat's ass about. Nobody knows who the fuck a Peacemaker is. Cool, we got John Cena playing him. John Cena's the man, but he's playing Peace. Who the fuck is Peacemaker? And he doesn't carry the same weight as Will Smith. You have no Will Smith. You have no Joker. Okay? What do you have to offer the people? Jared Leto, huge following, award-winning actor and rock star. And Will Smith, I mean, his name speaks for himself. Must not really. You don't have that star power now. And then on top of that, the characters that people wanted to see return, like El Diablo, certain other characters, Katana, you didn't bring none of them ones back. And then the ones you did bring back, you killed. Then the characters that you brought in the movie, they were just random. Like, who was the red girl with the red arms? You killed her in the first 10 minutes of the movie. No one knew who it was, so no one cared when they died. Peacemaker, who the fuck is Peacemaker? Idris Elba did a fantastic job. Idris Elba is the standout of the movie. Everybody else in the movie fucking sucked. Harley was just another version of Harley that they didn't quite get right again. That had a couple of highlights. And again, what pisses me off to hear, they gave Margot Robbie creative freedom again on Harley Quinn, on her character. Did they not learn with how bad Birds of Prey flopped that Margot Robbie can portray her beautifully? Margot Robbie don't need to fucking use her head and get ideas, because she is an actor. She's not a fucking director. She's not a script writer. She's not a creative. She is an actor, an actress, and she is an awesome actress. And she portrays Harley very well. But she needs direction by somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing with the Harley Quinn character. And they need to quit thinking that because people love Harley Quinn, that Margot Robbie, they should just let her run fucking wild, let her decide every creative choice with Harley Quinn. Like now she specifically requested in the Suicide Squad movie, come to find out, she went to James Gunn and requested that Harley Quinn's rotten tattoo from the original Suicide Squad movie, when she was with the Joker, be removed. Because she didn't like it. And they removed it. And it's like, so you guys will listen to random fucking people, but won't listen to creatives like Zack Snyder, David Ayer, that built this universe. Like, it's ridiculous, man. It's just wild. It's just wild. And anyway, is there anything that you would they are pushing Harley more than Bats and Supes and even Joker? Yeah, I know. And Harley, live action Harley, they've about fucked up her credibility in the live action department because Birds of Prey was shit. It was her standalone chance. She proved she has not got big enough legs to stand on her lonesome. So she needs to stop with all this SJW nonsense. All this, I don't need the Joker shit. It's like, if you want to do that, you got to show us the Joker, show us the storyline, show us the Mad Love storyline, and then we have no problem with Harley Quinn standing on her own 2 feet. And if people want to see that, then awesome. If they don't, whatever. If that's what you want to do, then fine. But start it, do it like you're supposed to. Don't just, grab this character. We don't get to see their backstory. And then you just keep doing the character and rebooting the character every time you show us this character in live action and expect people to give a shit. They're not going to.
Right, and that's really the thing too, because I finally got it. I actually just watched Birds of Prey to finally get a ranking of my best Harley Quinn of my best Harley Quinn performance. Like, I didn't watch it at opening. I didn't watch it at all during from opening until yesterday. I watched it, and I gotta say that officially, I really do think the best directed interpretation of Harley Quinn in terms of live action is 2016 Suicide Squad, because that Harley Quinn actually did have layers put into her, but for some reason in Birds of Prey and James Gunn Suicide Squad, it just seems like she was just crazy just to be crazy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just crazy. And then they even found a way to make Harley Quinn more unlikable because she was insensitive. She with the whole Milton. The last time she did that Milton shit at the end of the movie, I'm like, that's too fucking much. That's not funny. You're just being a fucking bitch. Like, that just made her a cold-hearted fucking bitch. Okay? She talks shit about being in a relationship, being vague about the Joker, and then shoots this guy in the back, basically. And it's like, Harley don't do that. If Harley's going to kill someone, she's going to come up to their face and kill their ass because of a certain reason. They're not going to be all vague about it, let them walk away and tell a story and then shoot them in the fucking back. Like, I don't know. That was just an odd choice for me, for the character. They did very good on her action in this movie, though. They finally stepped her up to the action level that I feel like a live-action Harley Quinn should be at. But the character, they made her dumber. They made her dumber, like ditzier. What? He didn't tell me. Like, she's sitting here yelling at bad guys and shit. He said that I needed the javelin for something, but he didn't say what for. Like, what are you telling these guys for? They don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, is she retarded? Like, did she bump her head one too many times, like, since the last time she was on screen? It just seemed like her iteration, she's less smart, and now she don't have no good left inside her. She's just pure fucking evil, it seems like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad that I got to get off of here soon. Log off of here, guys. We're at the hour mark. And I just wanted to say, though, that we almost had Deathstroke. James Gunn chose not to use Deathstroke, another ignorant creative decision on his part, but at the same time, I am glad that he didn't because I can only imagine the horrors of what he would have done to this character.
Yep. Yep.
So, but anyway, is there anything you want to add, Jeff, before we get out of here?
Really just that now we have to, all our focus has to be put on the 13th.
August 13th, guys.
The hype is real for that date, guys.
This proves more than ever, guys. The hype is real, and we need to have all our focus set on August 13th for this trending event because I'm done after this one. I'm done talking about the Suicide Squad unless something groundbreaking drops. I'm done. I'm over it. The HBO Max narrative they're running with, bullshit. It's tanked at the box office. It's not doing so amazing on HBO Max like they're making it sound like. The narrative is bullshit. They're bringing up Zack Snyder and random bullshit. I exposed their asses, for that too in this video. There's people writing articles and journalists and shit like that. So just know that there is fans that are gonna come at you and all that. And you know what? It's time to stop playing nice about this movie and about the bullshit with these fans. They want to come at Zack Snyder's head and come at the movement. That's a whole different story. But keep it classy. Other than that, let's try to just focus on the August 13th trending event. The next couple days, they're going to be wrapping up information and shit like that. There's and box office numbers with the Suicide Squad. So don't expect anything crazy to be dropped by David Ayer regarding the Ayer Cut. But like I said, this though marks now that it's more important than ever that this is perfect timing. This is perfect timing because we didn't do the training event like we were going to, so they cannot blame us for this movie tanking. And now that this movie ain't doing so well and everybody's all hot and bothered, now in a couple of days, guys, start getting ready to geek up. And I hope to see everybody there August 13th for the hashtag Release the Ayer Cut training event. Let's make the news. Let's go big or go home, guys.
Yep.
And with that said, me and Jeffrey Warfield will see you guys again here real soon. Till next time, guys.
Peace.
Peace.